Mr. Arrington, you're recognized
Thank
for
you,
5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, witnesses. Big shout out to my fellow Texan mentor, our fearless leader and the architect of this current tax regime that has unleashed prosperity for every American at every level and has put our nation back at the top where we belong. And I thank you for your service. I've got a lot of thoughts and some questions along the way. I think it's telling that my Democrat colleagues have pivoted from tax to trade. I'm going to take that as tacit support for the incredible benefits that have accrued as a result of Republican pro-growth tax policy. I mean, there's just not much to criticize. I mean, let's just go through it. Give me a quick yes or no, if you would, Mr. Chairman. After TCJA, as we say in Texas, proof's in the pudding. Job creation up?
Yes.
Record?
Yep.
Unemployment down?
Record levels hit the 50-year low, especially in the poverty rates for people of color.
So poverty rates, were they record low?
Yes.
What about wages? Were they up?
Yeah, the first 3 years after Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the 9% average real wage growth. So in other words, your wages are growing faster than inflation are still the 3 highest years of record.
What about that capital parked overseas? It's United States earned income. Were we able to repatriate that as a result of our positive pro-growth tax policies?
As designed by this committee in this bill, yes. More than $1.5 trillion flooded back in the United States to be invested here. But not just that. We saw intellectual property, manufacturing, research follow that back in the United States as well.
Corporate rates went down, but what happened to corporate revenue back to the Treasury?
Yeah, so we hit some of the highest levels of corporate revenue that we've seen in the country. As you'd imagine, there was an initial dip, and then with the economic growth, and because, if you recall, within the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, businesses paid for, corporations paid for more than 80% of the corporate tax rate through the offsets that we created. And so, yes, you saw record revenue.
Do you remember
in the corporate area.
What the economic output was at the tail end of Obama's tenure? It was 1.8 after the policies on trade, on tax, on energy. Right before COVID, it was 2.8. 1% of economic growth represents $3 trillion in the budget window. So we actually strengthened the balance sheet of the federal government. But that's happening now. It's happening now. Ms. Clausing, Professor Clausing talked about her concerns. I don't question her sincerity. She called tariffs a regressive tax. I assume you believe that inflation is a regressive tax as well, yes or no?
It depends on what happens to wages.
Well, it doesn't depend in West Texas, let me tell you. 22% cumulative increase in prices over the Biden administration because of their mainly unbridled spending, but record, by the way, deficit spending. You mentioned you're concerned about deficits. Well, the deficit went up at a record rate. If you include the interest cost on the debt, it's about $12 trillion. That is a feat that will never be replicated. Let me tell you something about the regressive tax. The regressive tax of inflation was, let's go look at just look at the 10-year Treasury. It was 1.1 at the beginning of Biden administration and Democrat control of Congress, 4.4% 10-year Treasury rates. They have gone down now. It's 4.1 and coming down. The 30-year rates are coming down. The fixed mortgage rate went from 2.8 at the beginning of the Biden administration to a record 7.8. I say record, it was a 23-year high. Americans who were buying homes were paying $1,000 on average more a month for their homes because of the cost of living crisis that was happening. So I know that you are sincere about your concerns about this. So let me also take your statement here about the $1,700 a year that you say could be an increase from tariffs. It is ironic that that's how much in wages were lost relative to inflation a month for median household incomes. That's unbelievable, but it's all changing. Prices are coming down, actually. The mortgage rates are coming down, about $30,000 over the life of a 30-year mortgage. is the value of that decrease. Wages are going up. We're finally outpacing inflation. So it's working. I have so many thoughts about the trade deal. The Democrats did nothing on trade, nothing. Trade activity increased under the first Trump administration because of using his trade authorities, and we had a 25% increase. It helped manufacturing wages. It helped build out that which was hollowed out in middle America for years. We got better deals. We have 15 new open market deals today as a result of the president's leadership. There's no leadership. I've seen no leadership since Kevin Brady was here on trade, and this president is doing it, and we're all the better for it. Thank God we've got somebody that's willing to take the slings and arrows on both sides to level the playing field and have fair trade that undergirds true free trade. God bless America.